the criminal underworld, the black market. Scares me just saying those words, but our next guest is a world-renowned investigative journalist who goes there and has been covering it, and she's going now into season 3 of her show. It's on National Geographic, Nat Geo, and Hulu, and there she is, Mariana. How does it feel to have season 3 in front of us?
Pinching myself still. And we're already filming season 4 as well. You know, this is a dream come true for me. I've been obsessed with black markets and this sort of criminal underworld my whole life. And to have an opportunity to, you know, shine a light in these worlds that really have an impact on our lives, whether we know it or not, has really been a dream come true and an enormous privilege as well.
Mariana, I know in your career of investigative work, you have received the prestigious Peabody Award. How does that make you feel?
I mean, very happy. I won that award together with my husband on a story we did a while back on the Oxycontin epidemic that then became the heroin epidemic that now is the fentanyl epidemic. And I've been covering the opiate crisis as well as part of my career for decades. And, you know, more important than the awards for me is to be able, again, to shine a light on these issues that are incredibly important. And the privilege that I have to gain access to these worlds that people rarely get to see and to be able to share it with our viewers, it's something that I will never take for granted.
Well, Mariana, I've got to ask, let's go back to your childhood. You're such a great investigative reporter. I'm just curious, were you a ball of curiosity as a kid?
I did. I was always very, very curious, and my parents are not overly concerned parents. They've always allowed me to explore, you know, and I pretty much decided I wanted to be a journalist when I was 12 years old. So I grew up in Portugal, and as soon as I graduated from college there, I started applying to Columbia University's journalism school. And I didn't get in the first year, and I didn't get in the second year. The third year, I flew to New York, and I knocked on the dean's door, and I introduced myself, and that year I was accepted. But I was there for just a month when 9/11 happened, and for me that was a transformational day, and it completely changed what I wanted to do in life. I ended up covering it live for Portugal, the events of that day. But I also knew that the kind of journalism that I wanted to do was sort of really investigative journalism where you get to spend months understanding why sort of this darkness exists in the world. And that's what I've been covering ever since, these underworlds and these very dark and dangerous corners of our world.
Mariana, we are delighted to talk to you, and we just want to say first and foremost, be safe out there doing this investigative reporting that you are so talented at. Let me ask you, given all the darkness you cover, what gives you hope?
It's such a good question because I do think that most people think that she must be incredibly depressing or have a very negative view of the world, but it's actually quite the opposite. You know, Conn, you know, you think of drug smugglers and the people that are carrying cocaine on their backs or that are assembling and selling these guns or, you know, that are scamming Americans from half a world away. You think that we might have nothing in common with them. But in the vast majority of times, not always, people end up doing what they do because of a lack of opportunity. I truly believe that nobody is born wanting to be a criminal, and it's the fact that there is so much disparity in this world that leads people to a life of crime. And without understanding that, we will never be able to prevent these black markets from existing. So I actually have a positive view of the world, which is that no matter how far into the edges of our society we travel, that we can still find these people that are incredibly sort of relatable and redeemable.
Well, you are certainly amazing, and I love that word, incredible. You are that too. As we wrap up, given this journey of well-deserved success that you've had, what has really served you well?
I think two very important things for me is persistence, is not giving up on your dreams. And the second one is empathy, is approaching the world with empathy. You know, I think it's something that has helped me, particularly as a woman. I think women always come armed with more empathy than men. And it has certainly helped me in my career and my path to discovering these black markets. You know, I spend time with people who have very different worlds from mine and lives from mine. And yet my job there is not to judge. My job there is to try to understand. I think we'll go a lot further as people, as humanity, if we try to tap into our empathy a little bit more.
Persistence and empathy, something we need to incorporate into our lives, and you exhibit so well in the work you do. We're grateful for you. Thank you, Mariana, for joining us. Congratulations on season 3. We can't wait to interview you about season 4, but again, congratulations.
You're the best. Thank you, Conn. So appreciate you having me.